And he asked me one other question. If you could design one Disney park and one Disney attraction, what would it be like or based on? I would like to see. Disney has really covered a lot of the stuff with the Disney parks. You could have a Pixar park, and they missed the boat with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter because they originally it was supposed to go to Disney, but Disney couldn't come up with a deal with the makers of that, so it didn't quite work out. But that would have been one heck of a park because Disney really would have done that up right instead of making it just an offshoot or a section of a park like Universal did. I would have done stuff with that. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, you could have a Pixar park. That would have been kind of cool to have for Pixar people to have its own separate parks, and you could have Hollywood Studios be just about the live action movies. I don't know. There's a lot of things you could have done. I personally would love to have free reign of the Epcot of Epcot, just because I would like to really throw some stuff into that and really make it cool again. Yeah. So one Disney attraction. I really like the the 3D stuff. I really think that's a cool thing. I would unfortunately upgrade the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular thing because I think a good ride based on the movies and having like the Indiana Jones adventure over in California Adventure at Disneyland. That would be a really cool thing to have in place of the Stunt Spectacular. I would be okay with that, but since the Stunt Spectacular has a special place in my heart because I love Indiana Jones. But I wouldn't mind it if they replaced it with something equally as good as that. Just because I love Indiana Jones. I just don't want to see it to go out all together. But if I could design an attraction, it would be something with Indiana Jones, and it would some sort of 3D, kind of like they have over in Universal with Spider-Man. I mean, that's the coolest thing ever. And one other question from him I forgot to mention was, which Epcot do you prefer, new or old? So I prefer the old has a lot of really good attractions, and the new has a really lot of good attractions. Really a lot of good. What the hell does that mean? I would kind of do a mix of both. I guess I'd have to say old, just because the old Epcot had an identity. The new Epcot is currently, questioning itself, in my opinion, because there's a lot of stuff there that is not in use. It's mainly used for storage, and these big things don't really house a lot of good stuff, like the Imagination Pavilion. You could do a ton of great stuff with that. You could make Interventions awesome. You could make the Wonders of Life Pavilion even better. Demolish it and put something else up on in its place. You could really do a lot of really cool stuff with the the Energy Pavilion. There's just a lot of cool things that you could do that Epcot hasn't. I'm not sure what they're going for it or what the theme is there with Epcot. I mean, it's still the whole future world and whatnot. They do it right with the nations thing, the different nations, and they really do it right with that. But the future world is really confused right now. It seems like, just like me right now, I'm really confused and talking about this because there's so much information going on in my head right now. It's hard to put the words, but there's a lot of stuff that Epcot could do that I just don't think people are thinking of yet, and I would love to be in on that meeting and just kind of raise my hand a couple times. So that, I guess I would have to say old. Okay, now this comes from this next set of questions comes from Fun Spot 101. What would you do with the Wonders of Life Pavilion? I honestly would try to come up with some other stuff that would fit in with the Wonders of Life Pavilion. You could do like eating well and all that stuff, because I know that's a big thing in the world right now. But if I couldn't do anything with it, I'd just demolish it and put something else in its place. Just because it has some good ideas in there, but if you can't do anything with it, you might as well demolish it and put something else in its place, but don't leave it just a big black hole. What is your favorite Omnimover ride? Oof. I would have to say it's Spaceship Earth. I love the way they upgrade, they update it every so often, and I love. That's one of the few things I have to go to every time I go to Epcot, and I really, I really enjoy that one. So that Spaceship Earth would be my favorite Omnimover ride. If you were to create a theme park, what would it be, and what is its the focus on? I mentioned that earlier. They really missed out on Harry Potter, but I would do kind of like a Pixar thing. I really wouldn't know, what else to do. I'd have to sit down and rack my brain and really, think about, think about what you could do, because Disney pretty much has everything covered. But I like the fact that they're expanding, the Fantasyland stuff. I really like that. That's a really cool thing. If you were to work at a WDW theme park, which one would it be? I would have to say Hollywood Studios would be my favorite to work at, just because I would get to walk around in suspenders and my hat and, with my mustache and everything, because I kind of look like I'm straight out of the 40s, right? Hope. Otherwise, what am I doing? If you had to vote, which theme park would you vote for demolishment? Do you really have to answer? Okay. Animal Kingdom. It's not my favorite thing. It's not my favorite place in the world. But if I had to demolish one of them, it would be Animal Kingdom. I like all the other ones. Do you enjoy reviewing the past attractions at Walt Disney World? I really do. A lot of it because some of the stuff that I review, I'll go back and rewatch, and it'll spark some old memories that I have from Disney World, like the Horizons thing. I was kind of envious that I didn't get on that, but I do remember seeing it. I really like reviewing these past attractions because it gets me more in touch with what Disney was and how awesome it was, and how they're kind of starting to get away from that, but they're trying to get right back onto it at the same time. It's like during the 90s they were trying to modernize, and part of that modernization was forgetting its past, but they're starting to relive their past and realize that you can't completely change Disney World or you're going to lose a lot of fans. Alright, this is Will for Disney. He's been asking me these questions for a while, so I'm finally going to get to him. What's your favorite Disney movie that has come from a ride? Pirates of the Caribbean, Tower of Terror, so what? Favorite Disney movie that has come from a ride obviously is Pirates of the Caribbean. Disney has they did a great job with that. I honestly didn't know what type of movie could be made from a Pirates of the Caribbean attraction, but they made a great adventure movie that spawned 2 sequels that I personally enjoyed. A lot of people hated it. In fact, the second Pirates of the Caribbean is my favorite just because it has the Kraken, and I really enjoyed that. So. So Pirates of the Caribbean is that. What is your favorite Disney ride that has come from a movie? Being Toy Story Mania, the Finding Nemo ride. I'm sure it will be Toy Story Mania, but since I haven't been on that, let me think here. I'm going to have to say it's the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. That ride is pretty fun. Putting me and my brother in this thing and us trying to duel, to see which is who is the better shooter out of it was a really good idea by Disney, and it's really fun. And I think that was a really good tie-in for the Toy Story movie. But going into Toy Story, being that that being said. I'm sure Toy Story Mania, when I go back down in and ride it, will be probably my top thing there. What rides do you think would be cool movies? I know I've already asked you for this, but I'm probably getting so annoying, but I'd really love to hear your thoughts on this, please. No problem. What rides do you think would be cool movies? The Jungle Cruise, that would be a fun thing. They originally, they actually have ideas for that, to become a movie. That would be a really cool thing. I wouldn't mind seeing an Enchanted Tiki Room movie just to see what they could do with that, because honestly, if you've ever seen the original, they've gone into the lore of the the Polynesian islands, and that would be really cool to see what they did with that, like a whole Tomorrowland movie to kind of like a future sort of world. That would be kind of neat, because Disney really hasn't done anything with that. Well, they did Meet the Robinsons, which was okay, but I think they could do better, and like a Tomorrowland sort of thing would be neat. That would be kind of cool. So yeah, I hope I answered that question for you. So yeah, ASOL 1524. Let's see what we got. If you could pick any place in Walt Disney World to eat in for free, what would it be? The Le Cellier Steakhouse. I mean, I would love to eat there. I really want to go down there the next time I go down, just because I love steak. The new the Mexican restaurant in Mexico, the Hacienda de San Angel, that should be very cool. Also the drive-in, the sci-fi drive-in, I think that would be neat. To go in and eat there, just because from what I hear, the milkshakes are awesome. So I want to be checking that out when I go down next time. Of the three mountains, which is your favorite? I would have to say Space Mountain. Space Mountain, I love the theme that they have there. They really do it up to the nines. It's just fun. I mean, you go in, it's pitch black. You don't know where the turns are coming, and you did all the dips and everything, and you constantly think that you're going to get decapitated. But Space Mountain is my favorite. Splash Mountain's a close second, and Big Thunder Mountain will be third. So there you go. When you enter the Magic Kingdom, what is the ride or land you usually head to first? It's kind of funny, but I actually flip a coin, right or left. We wind up going to we wind up going left, most of the time. So we'll hit that. We'll go into Frontierland, and we'll pass by the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. We'll go into that. Then we'll head to the Jungle Cruise, Pirates of the Caribbean, and whatnot, and basically make like a clockwise sort of direction. But sometimes we will go counterclockwise, and we'll hit the Carousel of Progress first, along with the other things in Tomorrowland. But depending on what coin the flip it is, I've never gone straight. That's one thing I gotta do next time. I just gotta go straight into the castle. Let's do that next time. Straight into the castle. I've already answered number 4. If I could destroy one of the 4 theme parks, what would it be? Animal Kingdom. And what is your single favorite ride in all of Walt Disney World? Man. If I only had one, if I could get on one ride the entire time I was down there, it would probably be Pirates of the Caribbean. To me, that's one of the rides I always usually hit last, all as well as first, just because I want to keep that fresh in my mind. A close second will be Carousel of Progress. I really love that ride. It's one of my all-time favorites. But Pirates of the Caribbean is a classic Disney attraction. If you were to just say, okay, we have one ride from Disney to save, just in remembrance of what Walt Disney World was, if Disney World were to go completely kaput, I think that I think they should say Pirates of the Caribbean. It's the animatronics mixed in with some cool special effects, the kind of omnimover sort of boat ride. Just a great ride all around. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. That's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite attraction in Disney World. JP Producing is, what editing system do you use? And kind of show how I make Disney news and reviews. I'm actually going. Once I clean this place up a little bit, I'll actually show you my entire setup. But the editing system I use Sony Vegas for regular editing. Like after I record this, I want to use Sony Vegas to edit it and put it up. But for the intros, I use Adobe After Effects. Primarily, for me pushing the letters and whatnot. I need to get a new computer so I can do some other things that I really want to do. And when I go down to Disney World next, I should have some pretty fun, interesting ideas for a new intro, because I'll actually be down at Disney World, and who knows what I'll be able to scrounge up.